Welcome back everybody to the Sprinkler channel. Today we're going to go over how to install sprinkler heads correctly so they don't keep breaking, and how to use funny pipe to be able to install them correctly and make sure that you don't keep breaking your heads every time you hit it with a lawnmower. Let's jump into it. Let's get started. So when you're installing the sprinkler system, you're going to have the T's off the PVC pipe like this one right here. This one's 3/4 inch pipe going in each side, and then you have the 1/2 inch T right here, which is going to be placed close to where you want your head, but not exactly where you want your head. And you're going to see why in just a little bit. So a lot of times if you have maybe a home that you bought and maybe the previous homeowner installed the sprinkler system, you'll see maybe after some while is that your sprinkler heads keep breaking. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll install these little plastic risers, not exactly like this, but something like this, and it just screws into there, and then they'll just screw the head on to it like that. And then what happens is every time the lawnmower wheels hit this, it just snaps off, and there's no way for it to have any flex or anything, you know. So this, what we're going to go over today, is how to do it the right way to where you actually have some flexibility on your sprinkler heads and they can kind of move around without breaking off. Once you're installing your sprinkler system, or even if you're just replacing some ones that were kind of done the wrong way, is you're going to want funny pipe elbows. These are 1/2 inch threaded here for our 4-inch pop-up heads to fit in there, and also a second one to go into this T that's going to be on the PVC pipe. Imagine the PVC pipe coming right there, and you have your T's that you're going to screw in one of these elbows. So as you can see here, it has these little barbs on the one end, threads on the other end, and it's just 90 degrees. So what we'll do is we'll screw that into the T. Of course, if it's in the ground, then you can just screw it on like that. And then say you want your head right here, you're going to place your T at least probably a foot away, if not a little bit more, and then just screw this in. You don't have to worry about putting Teflon on there. Just screw it in snug, and then face it the direction where the head's going to be over here. All right, so say the head's going to be over here. We're going to install that T on the PVC pipe, you know, say along the sidewalk, whatever, like that, and then we're going to have funny pipe going over to the head like that. You can install them like this, facing upwards, but the issue is you're just going to need your pipe to be that much deeper, because you don't want the top, you want the top of your sprinkler head to be flush with the ground or the dirt. So that's why I would recommend kind of going sideways on these T's if you're installing a new system like that. All right, so then from there we can go ahead and just install this other funny pipe elbow into the bottom of the sprinkler head, and that's all ready to go when the time comes. So far we have our PVC T with the one funny pipe elbow on that, and then we have your sprinkler pop-up head with the funny pipe elbow like that. So this is what it looks like right now, and now we need something to join these together that's going to allow it to flex a little bit. What's going to be the joiner? It's going to be, lo and behold, funny pipe. So one thing to note about funny pipe, you know, is it's a lot thicker walled. Don't get it confused with drip line. Drip line is going to be a lot thinner walled. Here we go. So you can see the thinness of the wall of the drip line. That's not the same as funny pipe. It's a lot thicker rubber for the funny pipe. The warmer it is outside, the more flexible this is going to be. But this is probably the hardest part, is actually these barbs are made to go on here and not come off. So it's a little difficult getting them on right there. Sometimes what you can do is just, you know, you can put water on it. Sometimes I spit on it, and then that helps kind of getting it on there. But here's a little bit of trick to the trade when you're getting these funny pipe elbows on, is to wiggle it back and forth like this. The warmer it is outside, a lot easier it's going to be. If it's cold outside, the funny pipe's cold, it's going to be a lot more difficult to get it on. But then you just kind of wiggle it back and forth, not this way because that's going to rotate it, but just up and down against where it can rotate, and as you're pushing on, and it's going to take some force. That's, like I said, it's probably the most difficult part when it deals with getting that on there. But then you want them covered all the barbs. So now none of the barbs are showing. That should be good enough to have it on. So if you didn't have it all the way screwed on too, you can still like rotate it some more to screw it on. Might be a little difficult if you're already in the ground, but now we're facing towards the sprinkler head. So at this point you might see new landscapes that are just having this funny pipe sticking out of the ground. There's no heads on them. And that's because before they install the sprinkler heads, they're gonna run water through this, flush out all the pipes in case there's any dirt that got in there when they're installing the PVC pipe. And then we'll cut it to length and set the heads. So right now we'll go ahead. We have some inexpensive PVC cutters from Home Depot that will just go ahead and cut this to length. Usually you're going to want to keep it at least a foot long to kind of allow it to have that flexibility that you want. Otherwise it's going to be too short and you're not going to be able to maybe set your head just right. So I do at least a foot, sometimes maybe a little more too, just to help it set the head a little bit easier. So now that we have that, now we know where we want our head. We've already predetermined where we need our sprinkler head to set, and that determines where we insert these T's onto the PVC. And then last thing is to push in this side, the barbs onto this end of it. So once again, same thing, just get it started and then just wiggle it up and down like that until it gets all the way onto the PVC like that. And I'm pushing on it really hard. So anyways, and then you can still rotate it around like that. So there you have it. You have, your PVC T coming out right here, your funny pipe elbow, your funny pipe going to your sprinkler head, and then another funny pipe elbow going into your pop-up head like that. And then you station this right level with the dirt level, and you later install your nozzle onto that after you flush it again perhaps. So that way, now here comes the lawnmower, it hits the head, nothing happens. Somebody steps on the head, it's flexible. It's not going to break off like it did when it was straight onto some other PVC stuff. So that's kind of what it looks like, a different angle. Here you go. And of course, this would have PVC pipe running along your trenches, going to your next sprinkler heads. And you just got to know exactly where you want your sprinkler heads for how far they're going to spray. And then go down your PVC pipe a little bit and glue in this PVC T. And then go back with the pipe to where you actually need your head, like that. So that is how the sprinkler heads should be installed, so that way they can last for many years and not have to worry about getting broken and repaired constantly. So I hope that helps. If there's something I missed or something that you have questions about, leave them in the comments below. Thanks for watching and hope this helped. We'll catch you in the next one.